Welcome to the Digital Photography Cafe. I'm Trevor Current, your digital marketing guy.
And I'm Joseph Cristina, your professional photographer.
So grab a latte, pull up a chair, and join us as we chat about the art and business of photography.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at WPPI, and we're here with Craig Strong from Lensbaby. So go ahead and give us some background on Lensbaby.
Lensbaby produces a line of special effects camera lenses that allows people to get effects in camera that they might otherwise be stuck behind a computer doing something not quite as compelling. So we've got a whole line of lens bodies and optics that go into those lens bodies, so you get a real versatile system and lots of options.
So you have a system and you're building upon that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the most recent Lensbaby that's come out has been the Composer Pro, and it ships with either the double glass optic or the Suite 35 optic. The Suite 35 is the first Lensbaby optic to have an internal aperture system with blades. It's got 12 blades to keep the out of focus areas of your image very soft, and 35 millimeter focal length. It's a sweet spot lens, that's why we call it the Suite 35. And we have 4 sweet spot lenses and I think 3 that are flat field. And as you move your lens, you bend your lens to move that spot around the image and get really kind of an exaggerated look about the way the human eye sees, where there's one spot of focus, gradual blur as you move away from that spot.
Now, obviously these are designed to really add to a photographer's creativity. So, what type of, throughout the, all your product lines, what types of effects can they get using Lensbaby?
Well, throughout the product line, we've got everything from a fisheye. We've got a really creative fisheye, which is 12 millimeter on a full frame camera. It's almost a full circle on there. And what's great about the fisheye is not only is it very, very sharp, but the edges that would normally be black, the kind of the black frame, it takes on the colors of the light sources in the image and just can get some really amazing flare and some really cool effects in there. And Lensbaby is all about taking things that the other manufacturers are trying to get rid of in their lenses, more of the primitive designs, the curved field of focus, the flare that needs to go away completely, and really maximizing it and putting it back into the system in such a way that is compelling and is really can be matched to your subject matter.
Sure.
So the fisheye is one. We've got soft focus. We've got pinhole zone plate. We've got the single glass optic, which has more of a nostalgic feel. We've got the double glass, which is a very dramatic spot of focus, as is the Suite 35. And I don't know if I listed them all out there. Oh, and the plastic. The plastic optic makes your Lensbaby and your camera shoot very much like a toy camera, but at the brighter apertures, it's like a toy camera on crack, where you've got an f2.0 shooting through a plastic element, and you just get lots of crazy funkiness and diffusion and softness and color issues and all sorts of stuff. You can stop it down to f8 and make it look more like a Holga or a Diana image, but you have lots of options with all the apertures that come with it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
As a pro photographer, I tell you what, it's kind of good to have like your signature shot, whatever it is, but as with the Lensbaby, your signature shot will change continuously. The stars are the limit pretty much, which is really cool. It reminds me of the days where we used to put Vaseline on lenses, right?
Yeah, right.
To get like this funky looks, and every time you would apply to be a little bit different, get softness here, there, less here, same kind of thing.
And it's really about the process. I want to be out in the field seeing what I'm getting, and I'm going to take different images if when I'm looking through my camera, I see the kind of effects that my lens is giving me, and I'm not thinking 2 steps ahead or 4 steps ahead to what am I going to do to this later in Photoshop, and not be totally connected with the process.
Right. Now, looking at the lens, looks like there's a lot of pieces to it. Is it an assembly of pieces that you have to put together that mounts onto the camera?
When you buy a Lensbaby lens, it comes complete. So it comes with an optic, and the assembly comes if you buy a separate optic, and the optic comes right out. The Suite 35 doesn't need a removal tool, but the other optics come with a removal tool that you just pop right in there, and it becomes a completely different look in your image. So right here we've got the Suite 35. and I'm just going to push on the front and unscrew it, and it just bayonets right out, and now I have the option of putting any of the other 6 optics in.
Right, now that's the Composer Pro.
This is the Composer Pro.
Okay.
We've also, the other bodies we have are the Muse, which is very spontaneous. It's your percentages of in focus images are going to be lower, but you're going to get a very different type of moment because you can shoot moving subject and move your sweet spot and your focus at the same time, whereas the Composer is a little more meticulous, where you're doing the focus and tilt in different steps. We've also got the Scout, which comes with a fisheye lens, and the Scout doesn't bend. So the optics that include the fisheye, the soft focus, and the pinhole zone plate are flat field optics that don't really benefit from being tilted, and so the Scout is for those. And we have the Control Freak, which is kind of a variation.
Love it.
It says,
as the name says.
Yeah, everything you need to know is in the name.
That's right.
And let's see, what else have we got? We've got a whole system for the Micro Four Thirds and the Sony X
Micro
system.
Four Thirds,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah,
That's great.
So
very cool.
When did the Micro Four Thirds become available?
let's see, that came out a year ago.
Okay, yeah, no, it's relatively new. That's great. So what is the specific product that's being highlighted this year at WPPI and PBE?
This year it's what I've got right here. It's the Composer Pro Suite 35. And the Composer Pro is different than the Composer in that it's an almost all metal construction, and so it's a little more solid. The tilt mechanism is much smoother, as is the focus.
Now, what would be the approximate retail value on this setup?
Oh, you're asking the inventor. I don't know these things, you know. I don't market
I only
this
make
stuff.
it.
Yeah. No. Let's see. The Suite 35 by itself is $179. There we go.
Okay.
I knew something. And the Composer Pro with double glass is $300, and the Composer Pro with the Suite 35 is $400.
Okay, so it's in line with any other type
of lens, and then here you have just a ton that you can do with it, and you can keep on changing it instead of constantly buying new lenses and whatnot.
Yeah, it's limitless creativity. So yeah, that's really great.
I absolutely love it. Well, I tell you what, thank you very much for being on the show. I know people are going to be interested in finding out more about Lensbaby for sure. What's the best place to find it?
www.lensbaby.com, and you can follow our Twitter feed at Seeing a New Way, and Facebook, just search for Lensbaby. There's a couple pages, but it's pretty obvious which one is our company page, and the other ones are great pages too. So
excellent. Very good. Thank you very much for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, Trevor.